Hey, Trucker Todd here, and time for another video. I'm wearing my headset in this video because I've noticed that when I am idling the truck because of temperature, it's almost 100 degrees here right outside of San Francisco, California, that there's a lot of background noise and you guys have trouble hearing me sometimes. So in this video, I'll have the headset on. I'm going to tell you something that has recently really started to bug me about the Roadrunner Freight lease purchase program, and like always, I'll have my email down in the description below, and I would encourage you guys to email me your thoughts or leave a comment below. I do my best to respond to everybody, but if somehow I miss your comment, try again. I try it, like I say, every once in a while one will fall through the cracks. All right, let's jump right in. Here we go. Getting ready to get started telling you two things that really bug me about the Roadrunner lease purchase program. As you guys know, I really like it here, but with everything, there's got to be some good and bad, and I spend a lot of time talking about the good. So in this video, I'm going to tell you two things that I don't know if it's been this way all the time or not, but that I've noticed that really bug me. Before I do that, make sure that you're liked and subscribed. Share this video on your social media platforms. Man, that's hard to say tonight. Social media platforms. And like always, if you would like to apply for a job at Roadrunner Freight, the link is down below in the comment section. And I would encourage y'all to do that. It is a great place to work, but like any company, they've got their issues. All right, a lot of people have been asking, you know, I broke down twice, once on Father's Day and once last week, and people have been asking what everything costs. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you in this video because it has to do with one of my biggest complaints about Roadrunner's lease purchase program. It was done at the TA. This is the one on Father's Day. Or no, this ain't, I'm mistaken. Yeah, this is the blower motor and resistor when it went out on my air conditioning. I guess it's actually on the whole HVAC system because I didn't have any blower at all. The blower motor itself was $337.36. They charged me $100 to go get the parts. I've always thought that was cheesy, and my next video I'm going to talk about truck stops and how really disappointed I am and how they've gone down over the years. And I'm going to give you specific examples of bad experiences I've had with all three of the top three major truck brands. That would be your TA Petro, your Loves, and your Pilot Flying J. And I'll be curious to see what your thoughts are on those truck stops as well. If I was new and I didn't have a lot of experience, I would think maybe that's just the way it is, but I remember the times when we had mom and pop truck stops and it was a lot different environment. But that's neither here nor there. That's for the next one. And like I said, if you're subscribed, you'll get a notification when that video comes out, probably on Wednesday. Okay, so the parts run was $100. The resistor was $92.49. Another fee that really irritates me, shop supply environmental fee, $30. I would love to know what they spend $30 on shop supplies for on electrical parts. But it's just another way for them to take more money from us. And then labor, they charge me 2 hours labor at $132.99 an hour for a total of $265.98. Grand total for that little adventure, $863.77. Now I'm going to set this one aside. We'll come back to it in a minute, and then I'll show you how this all relates to Roadrunner. Okay, this one's where my water pump and tensioner went out last week. The tensioner was $335.99. And coincidentally, both of the, well, this one, the first one was done at Weatherford at the Petro, and this one was done in Slidell, Louisiana. So the tensioner, $335.99. I don't know what that is. The water pump was $319.99. The antifreeze was $15.99 for a total of 10 gallons. And they had a shop supply of $30. And they broke the labor up weird, is where the confusion is. But anyway, the grand total for the water pump and tensioner was $1549.91. I'm trying to figure out, I'm going to pause it for a second because I didn't see this the first time I read it. Okay, and we're back. I actually had to call the shop because this ticket, and I was a service writer, I'm good at reading these tickets. I used to write these tickets. But this one, the way they figured it, or the way they wrote it up, is really strange. And even the guy I talked to had a hard time figuring it out. So let's do this again. Okay, tensioner was $335.99. Water pump was $461.99. Labor to install the water pump was $319.99. And then they have $3.90 of labor that he couldn't really explain. I wasn't going to fight him over $3.90. The 10 gallons of antifreeze. He put 9 in the system and gave me an extra one because he thought when the air bled out of it that I would need an extra gallon. It never went down, but so I've got an extra gallon of antifreeze out of the deal. Environmental fee, $30, and more labor for the tensioner of $117.99. Grand total $1549.81. Now, I'm glad things happen this way because it's going to prove my point. We've got 2 tickets here. In both cases, Roadrunner approved these tickets without talking to me. Now, would I have probably said yes? Probably. But how can I be financially responsible for something that I'm not involved in the decision-making process on? I know drivers, and I've been one of those drivers at points in my life that carry spare parts on the truck. What if I had had a blower motor and they just went ahead and installed one without talking to me? I could have saved $337. Now, granted, a lot of drivers don't carry blower motors, but I was talking to a friend of mine that lives in Lubbock that is a diesel mechanic. He used to work for Penske, and he said the tensioner on Volvos goes out pretty frequently. What if I'd have had a tensioner? I could have saved myself $335. Or if I'd have had a few gallons of antifreeze that I wanted to put in there. This is a big concern to me because what we're getting down to on this maintenance account, it all comes down to one question. Is it my money or not? And if it's not my money, then I don't want to pay into the account. And if it is my money, I want to have some say-so in how it's spent. Which brings up problem number 2. Roadrunner has a deal with TA that they dispatch our repair guys and all of this. TA may not be the most competitive choice. I'd like to see us have more freedom to choose the shops that work on our truck. Now, they'll tell you, oh, you can take it anywhere you want. And if you split hairs, maybe you can, maybe you can't. But using TA for everything, I think TA takes advantage of us sometimes. I definitely think TA takes us for granted. And like I said in my next truck stop video, I'm going to talk about TA a little more in depth. In hindsight, well, at Slidell there was a whole lot of issues. The techs are great. It's not the techs I'm complaining about. It's all the other stuff. It's the long waits and things like that. They must not pay their techs hardly anything because they always seem short-handed. The day I was there, they claimed they had 3 techs call in, and so that's my take on that. Is that I would like to see Roadrunner find another maintenance provider other than TA. I guess that would be complaint number 2. But by far and away, my biggest complaint right now is this approving invoices without even talking to the driver. Like I said, I may have known a way to save some money on some of this stuff. May not have, but it would have took a 10-second phone call to find out. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap this up for now. I'd like to hear your thoughts wherever you're leased at. Does your company contact you about the maintenance where you lease your truck, or do they just make decisions on your behalf? And maybe somebody could explain to me, how can I be financially responsible for something I have no say-so in? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. This is also kind of a controversial topic, so if you guys prefer email over comments, I totally understand. But I'm going to wrap this one up. We'll catch you on the next one. Y'all have a great night. Bye.